everyone, and welcome to the newest edition of The Insider, the ongoing video series that keeps you up to date on all things IPW. I'm your host, J-Rod. The first ever IPW triple header is in our rear view as we finally had our homecoming in Kalamazoo, Michigan. In our first contest, the specimen Chad Alpha took on fan favorite Jimmy Hype Shawin. Both men have been in a bit of a slump as of late, but in the end, it was Jimmy Shawin who broke his losing streak. Now that makes 7 months since Chad Alpha has won a match in IPW. Chad was cornered in the ring by new IPW Michiana champion Jeremiah Nazareth and the rest of the Forgotten. They offered a spot to Chad Alpha. An appalled Chad Alpha declined the offer, making accusations that Nazareth ran with the type of blood-sucking cult that Alpha's friend Alex Jones had warned him about. Nazareth sent members of the Forgotten to attack Alpha, but Alpha was able to turn the tables and escape the onslaught. Pissed off Nazareth put the blame on Casey Tempest and threatened to kick him out of the stable if he was unable to win his match. To everyone's surprise, Tempest's opponent would be a returning Davison Sarai. Davison was last seen in hostile territory, where she took a controversial loss in a brutal hardcore match against Randy West for the Women's Championship. The former Women's Champion had a great showing, but it would be Casey Tempest who picked up the big win. Beck Swisher entered the ring next with his longtime client Scotty Young and his newly acquired client Keith Cream. Both men had been struggling on their own, so Swisher decided to unite them in a tag team called Young Cream. Swisher then said his team was the most successful team in IPW and that the two radiate success, triggering my broadcast partner Derek Wolf, the CEO of Wolf Industries and self-proclaimed most successful man in all of IPW. We never thought we would see it, but the crowd erupted in cheers for Wolf for the first time ever. Wolf took the time to praise his newest business partner, LaDon Sanders, and to forgive his former employee, Jack Verville. The two make up the IPW Tag Team Champions, and Wolf let Cream know they'd be no match for his team. Young Cream would challenge Sanders and Verville for the titles later in the evening. Jamal King came to the ring to answer a few questions prior to his scheduled matchup. King will compete in the biggest match in IPW yet, a 6-man match for the IPW Championship on October 29th at Grave Danger 3. King is full of confidence, and the IPW fans are behind him. But according to Jarris Gray, so is the Forgotten. Gray was King's opponent and told King that the Forgotten would be in his corner on the 29th. While he appeared confused, King took care of business soundly as he put a beating on Jarris and picked up a big win and some strong momentum going into what may be the biggest match of his career. The fans didn't take kindly to be demanded that they stand and bow their heads for the arrival of Jason DeMilo. He would take on fan favorite rock star Mondo Real in an action-packed matchup that saw Mondo pick up a big win in Kalamazoo. When Jimmy Shawin was originally looking for a young up-and-comer that he could mentor, he originally chose DeMilo, and DeMilo stabbed him in the back. One has to wonder what might have happened had he originally chosen Mondo Real instead. I took it upon myself to schedule some time to speak with Terry Van Avery. Fans will recall Van Avery blowing up a huge opportunity to become Michiana champion at IPW Heat as he showed up intoxicated and, quite frankly, threw it all away. To no one's surprise, Terry stumbled his way to the ring, drink in hand. I was stern with my questioning, and he completely refused to take accountability. We were interrupted by rising contender Bendrick Bison. Bendrick challenged Terry, and in an impressive upset, Bison picked up the win. A win over a former IPW Tag Team Champion was no doubt the biggest win of Bison's career. He remains undefeated at this point. Young Cream challenged Jack Verville and LaDon Sanders for the IPW Tag Team Championships. The oddball team of Sanders and Verville were somehow able to work as a unit and looked like a team that deserved those titles. However, Scotty Young waited until the referee's back was turned to use his protective face mask as a weapon on Jack Verville, leading to Young Cream becoming our new IPW Tag Team Champions. A disappointed Derek Wolf approached the ring once again with nothing but praise for Sanders and Verville. Not only did Wolf thank Sanders, but he offered Sanders a spot on the Wolf Industries board of directors. All Sanders had to do was take the iPad and sign on the dotted line. It was too good to be true, and we all should have known better as Wolf kicked the iPad right into Sanders' face and delivered a stiff beating. To add insult to injury, Wolf let Sanders know the contents of the contract he had just signed. Sanders accidentally signed the rights to his business over to Derek Wolf, making Sanders' fried chicken business now fully owned by Wolf Industries. IPW matchmaker Josh Raymond was quick to schedule a match between Wolf and Sanders at Pink Out on October 9th. Wolf had this to say about the matchup.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is your most successful IPW wrestler, Derek Wolf, coming to you from one of my offices where you can see my trophies and my certificates of achievements that I have earned over my illustrious career. And I am coming to you today to address IPW Pink Out. Apparently, management has made Josh Raymond the new matchmaker for IPW, and he has designated a match between me and that wannabe LaDon Sanders. And quite honestly, I have nothing to gain from wrestling LaDon. I've already beat him multiple times. I've taken everything that he has. I've super kicked an iPad right down his throat. So there's no reason for me to need to wrestle him. So I will be coming to IPW Pink Out, but not to wrestle LaDon Sanders, rather just to speak to my adoring fans. I will not be stepping into the ring with LaDon. You can bank on that.
In the main event of the evening, the Forgotten's leader, Jeremiah Nazareth, would defend his newly won IPW Michiana Championship for the first time against an IPW newcomer known as Blake 182. Blake came out like a ball of fire and hit Nazareth with everything but the kitchen sink. Periodic interference by other members of the Forgotten helped to turn the tide in Nazareth's favor on several occasions. Blake nearly pulled off the biggest accomplishment ever for a debuting athlete in IPW, but he was unable to bring home the Michiana title on this day, as Nazareth caught Blake with a big move to put him away in our main event. After the event was over, Nazareth sought out Jamal King to remind him what Jarrah said. Nazareth assured King that the Forgotten would be behind him in full force at Grave Danger 3. Without a response from King, we can only speculate. King can't be considering bending to the will of Nazareth, can he? That concludes this edition of The Insider. Be sure to join us this Sunday at Full Blast in downtown Battle Creek, Michigan for our yearly breast cancer awareness showcase, Pink Out.